What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for swinging in, sliding in, stopping by, doing your whole thing with the Pixel Playground. My name is Matt. I'm joined as always by my two co-hosts, Torrey Pines himself, who is back from his firing. We decided to rehire him. It would have been an HR nightmare, so we brought him back. I didn't want to pay him unemployment, so welcome back. Happy birthday, all that good stuff. But the Frenchman, Frenchie, he is here, tried and true as always. How you fellas doing tonight? Torrey, how was your birthday?
Oh, it's great, man. I loved it. Yeah, I was, did a little solo road trip up to San Jose, went to Santa Cruz, went surfing, saw a lot of friends from college. It was a much needed vacation and a good celebration of the birthday. Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Nice.
Feeling good to be back. Missed
Very
you guys
good,
last week. I wish could have been there.
Yeah, it was a good show last week. Speaking of good shows, Frenchie, back for another one, aren't we? How you doing?
Yeah.
Man?
Episode 6, man. I'm tired as hell, but I'm here for the show.
Same.
Hopefully this will wake me up a little bit.
I think we all work together tomorrow at some point, right?
Oh, yeah.
This weekend. I'll be here Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
We're there.
Perfect.
Hey, Tori, I have a question. Did you do the Louis C.K. thing where you brought girls to your apartment and you masturbated in front of them? For your birthday?
What?
Never mind.
Oh my god!
You didn't hear about that?
No, I'm not into that thing. I have heard of Louis C.K. being into that. Yeah, I think it was Nikki Glazer. No, what was the comedian, the girl that?
Nikki Glazer.
Was it Nikki Glazer? She kind of admitted, or one of them admitted that. I'm not sure if she admitted it, but he told her that was what he was into. And
he told everybody that he did that too. Anyway, this is
no, it's not my thing, man. I'm not into that.
Tori likes feet. Anyway,
all about the feet.
I like pig feet.
The cornier, the better.
Sucking them toes.
Oh man, we got sidetracked right off the bat.
I know
those bunions.
Fucking Frenchie throwing a bomb right in the beginning to wake us all up.
That was the plan.
Well, this is Pixel Playground episode 6, and if you know us, we always start with the games that we're playing. That being said, birthday boy, you got a stack over there. What are you playing right now? What's the next game to go by the wayside that you're not going to finish? Show them all to us.
Well, okay, I guess the one that I just really got into is Neon White. This game's dope. I love this game. Have you guys played this?
No.
What kind of game is it?
So it's like a first-person shooter. I'd say there's kind of like RPG elements, but also like speedrun, like first-person shooter. The main character is the voice of Toonami and also Spike Spiegel in Cowboy Bebop. So a lot of nostalgia there. I think it's what's his name? Steve Blum or something like that. Plum. So that's really cool. And the story is very it keeps you going. So I really enjoy that. Just kind of jumping playing on that. You guys said Cuphead was awesome.
Hell yeah.
It is. I love the Cuphead. Haven't beaten it yet. Kind of Neon White kind of got in my way. And then a couple shmups I opened up finally started playing. I'm not sure. This is this one was a dream. No, this was a Sega Saturn game back in the day.
Oh, Radiant Silvergun.
Yeah, the same guy.
Heard good things about it.
Yeah, Treasure makes this. So same guys that made what's that shooter that's kind of like Contra back in the day. But it's really good. It has like RPG elements in it. So
you talking about like Metal Slug or
not Metal Slug. Oh my gosh, I'm having like recall problems right now. It's not Metal Slug, it's not Contra, but it's similar like that. But it's the developers of Treasure. But it's like an RPG element kind of game where it's a shmup, but as you play the game over and over, you level up each shooting ability. So the more you play, the easier it gets. So I like that because I suck at shmups. And then this freaking game, the music in this is awesome. Devil Engine. This is like an indie shmup where these indie developers, I think it was like a couple dudes, basically took all their things they liked about shmups and put it in one game, and they make badass music from it. So this game is sick, but it's really hard if you're not into shmups, and I'm not very good at them. And then a little bit of Unicorn Overlord. Honestly, I'm like kind of burnt out on the story-driven games after Final Fantasy VII right now, so I'm taking a break on those. Yeah. But I did jump back into 13 Sentinels, which I really like because that's kind of like it's very story driven. I mean, it's more like a visual novel, to be honest. And I like the music in that, the art. It's so good. But I know Matt. I think you told me you beat it a while ago, but
Yep.
gosh, the story is so like the whole time you're like, I don't know what's going on, but it kind of drags you along to like, I want to know what's going on with this character and what's going on with this side story. And it's good. I think it's a good game that you can leave and then jump back into and still be like, okay, yeah, I remember this and that, and it kind of keeps grabbing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember 13 Sentinels. When I played it, I was so invested in the story at the beginning that I had a notepad next to me, and I was like drawing out things that were happening in the different times, and almost like making a family tree. And I know a lot of that stuff is like in the game where you can just look it up and read it.
Yeah,
it kind of helped me know that was my way of trying to interpret everything.
I think it's a good strategy.
Yeah, it worked out for a while, but then like I just had so many questions. Like my answers were, I wasn't getting the answers I wanted. So like towards the end, I got a little burnt out on it. But that is a very complex story, and coming from that studio, like it was kind of a new thing for them. Up to that point, they were making kind of like action RPGs and things like that. So that for them to come out with like a narrative game like that, it was it was well received, and yeah.
Yeah, Vanillaware, right? It's
Vanillaware,
Odin Sphere,
Dragon's Crown,
Muramasa
Rebirth.
Yeah, Muramasa. Yeah, you're right. More action kind of based.
Yeah. Well, Frenchie, that brings us to you, man. What are you playing these days? Last time we talked, you had Platinum Stellar Blade, and what have you moved on to now?
Yeah, so last time we talked about the closure of Tango Gameworks. So for some odd reason, that got me inspired to play Hi-Fi Rush. So this was a game that I had like started 2 different times, and I just got sidetracked. I never ended up finishing it. So like I told myself, I'm going to do it. I'm going to beat it, and so I did. Took about 8.5 hours. I played it on PC, runs super smooth on there. It's like 1440p, 165 frames a second, super crisp, HDR, all that good stuff. Yeah, man, it's a shame that this studio's no longer a thing, because this game was pretty cool. It had a lot of variety in the combat. It did kind of feel samey at the same time. It kind of feels weird saying that, but you're kind of fighting to the beat the whole entire time, and you'll get a couple of new mechanics here and there. It's a quality game. Like I really enjoyed it. It didn't overstay its welcome, and it was something that I needed at the time because, other than that, I was playing Yakuza Infinite Wealth, so Yakuza 8, and it was kind of so I'm like 4 chapters in, and I think at some point during the first 3 chapters, I had fallen asleep because it was just so much goddamn story. And it's not a knock on Yakuza games. I know a lot of people love these games, and I love the other one before this, but it was kind of putting me to sleep. So I needed like a game, So yeah, I've been kind of jumping back and forth between those 2. Yakuza is kind of like my night game that I'll play on the Portal for like an hour before I go to bed. Other than that, I signed up for Game Pass for like a month because Verizon gave me a free month. I think I had mentioned that before. Cool. So shout out to Verizon. Appreciate you. It's like the 3rd month that they've given me for free. So I've been kind of jumping around. I went back and played the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection.
Oh yeah, I got that on physical.
Yeah, I wanted to bring back some memories of the original Xbox. I played the first one. I'm just kind of like diving in just for nostalgia. I only played like the first 2 bosses. And then Ori and Will of the Wisp, one of my favorite games ever. So like I'm playing that on PC. I had originally played it on Switch, and it looked pretty damn good on Switch, and it ran like 60 FPS if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But on PC, like with all the bells and whistles, and it just looks absolutely phenomenal.
That's awesome.
Did you play Ori, Tori?
So I bought it. There's a physical cartridge that Switch came out with that has both the first and the second game combined, the collection. Okay. I haven't opened it yet. I do want to play it, though.
Oh yeah, you're in for a treat, man. It's absolutely beautiful. Some of the most beautiful art style I've ever seen in a game. It kind of rivals 13 Sentinels and what Vanillaware does. Yeah, it has a very unique kind of like a watercolor painting art style, and Yeah, some of the most beautiful games I've ever played, and they're a blast to play too. Like they're really good Metroidvanias.
Yeah,
Yes.
Is Hi-Fi Rush? I want to play Hi-Fi Rush, but I'm betting that it's going to come out on like Switch 2 in the future. So I'm just waiting for the physical. That's kind of what I do.
I don't think so, dude.
So? No,
Tango GameWorks is closed. They're not going to do any more releases. Where it's at is where it's going to be.
Really? You don't think another publisher will put it out?
No, because they don't. Tango GameWorks doesn't own the IP. Microsoft does.
Oh.
Yeah.
And without the team to work on it, they're not going to develop it for anything else. They're done with it.
Is it like a No More Heroes type game? You know what I'm talking about?
I've never played No More Heroes, but it's more like it's like a third person
action RPG or
action combat game where you're kind of fighting with the beat.
Yeah.
But it feels pretty unique, and I'm not sure what No More Heroes is.
First time No More Heroes was a shitty Wii game nobody cared about. No, this is something unique.
That was good.
I know, they're fine. It was a unique game that Microsoft didn't have in their portfolio, and I think they gave up on too quick. But so it's unfortunate. But it's cool that you're having fun with it. I need to get back to it. I started playing it. I thought it was a really cool concept, and so yeah, man. Anything else on the docket?
The what's that? The Udian RPG that came out.
Aiden Chronicles 100 Heroes.
Yeah, I'm bummed about it because it plays like shit on the Switch. And I'm just like,
because
I'm not buying it.
That's because the Switch is shit.
I know. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait. Switch 2. Hoping God they do a release for that. And the FPS is fixed. And
it's gonna be backwards compatible, so it'll up-res.
I'm so tired of like these these backers where you're giving money to these indie developers and they're promising all these things and then release it and it's just like so much crap that they don't fix. But I don't know.
I mean, that's just not indie developers though. The major publishers are doing that too. The difference is the indie developers don't have the money or the staff to,
I know,
they're not doing it on purpose. It is just what it is. QA testing is kind of weird.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Jumping from PS5 to Xbox to Switch, it's like completely different. Yeah,
big difference.
Can your PC run it?
Is it probably? I don't know.
It's on Game Pass. You can get it for free, bro.
Oh yeah, I should do. You know what? I should try Game Pass. Yeah. I'll try. I'll give it a shot and check it out. But I haven't jumped on Game Pass yet. I feel like I should do that. Even like Sea of Stars is on Game Pass. I want to check that out. And,
I just do like the 1 month at a time when I get a promotion. So like I timed it so like when Hellblade comes out, like I'll just play it really quick and be done with it.
Did you guys ever play what's that Plague game? Requiem? Plague? What was that called?
Yeah.
Was that good?
If you like narrative games, I think the combat isn't very, engaging, but it has a pretty good story.
Yeah. I don't think for your weebish sensitivity or sensibilities.
Anyways, what are you playing, Matt? Are you playing anything good right now?
Wait. Pierre, did you finish Stellar Blade? Did you guys finish that yet?
We talked about that last week, brother.
Oh, I missed it.
You should have watched the whole
episode. This is why we fired you.
Oh, no, I'm fired.
Yeah, you are fired.
Shorts, just to make it quick and short, I loved it. I freaking
it. You liked it better than Nier Automata?
Yeah, I did. Here's the thing. I appreciate its combat much more than I did with Nier.
What about the story, though, man? It's all about the story for Nier.
I'm willing to bet that Nier had a better story. Celebrate was very simple. And
depending on which one of the 747 endings you got in Nier Automata, because if you got the wrong one, right, then it's not going to matter. It's like going through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, wanting to romance Tifa, and you get fucking Kate Sith, Sid, and Vincent. You know what I mean? Like, you get the wrong ending, it's going to be pretty bad.
Kate Sith with his Google phone.
Yeah. I am still playing Stellar Blade, so further into it now. A lot of things I like, a couple things that I don't. Combat, like you said, super fun. The perfect parry timing is a little bit different. It's a little odd. I think you have to do it a little earlier than I would like. Mm-hmm. I think like I'm used to it like right as the attack connects, that's when you hit it. But apparently in this game, that's a little late. So I get hit. It's a struggle to get hit by things that I wasn't getting hit. Shouldn't be getting hit by in other games. But like Sekiro being a perfect example. But, overall, the combat is really cool. Lots of cool skill tree type stuff. And I feel like the further I'm going into the game, actually, the easier that it's getting. So it's definitely not like a Souls-like. As I unlock the beta skills or whatever, I feel like I'm getting like super powerful. So I like the combat. I like the setting for the most part. Really cool, like post-apocalyptic. I still really like the enemy design. I think they're all really cool. One of the standouts for me, I think, is the barnacle or whatever, the one that has it's like an oversized arm that it uses as a shield or whatever. Like that one's really cool. There's a couple other cool designs, but there are some things that I don't really like. Honestly, to me, I think the traversal is super clunky. It's not it's trying to put platforming elements in there, but it does them in a sloppy way that I feel like I don't know, it bothers me. I come from the old school platformers, and Frenchie, you played Prince of Persia earlier, and that has some awesome platforming elements in it. Did you not feel like Stellar Blade was just like a little lacking in that? I just feel like it's kind of, I'm used to the hectic type of platforming, but I found swinging between bars, sometimes it'd be like, well, I better make sure I get a full swing here. I'm going to miss the bar and fall to my death. And it loads you back up quickly, and there's not like a huge penalty for it. It just gets a little annoying. I think she climbs stuff very weirdly, especially ledges, where just the animation's a little weird. The coolest traversal animation is how she slides down ladders, but beyond that, it was just something that I'm not super impressed with. But overall, I'm having a really good time with it. Music is great. It's a very relaxing, just feel good type of music. It reminds me a lot of Persona 5 when it's the rainy day, right? The rainy day music. It's just that super low key, laid back style music, and I really like it. So I'm gonna see it through. I'll probably do a platinum run just because I've heard that if you do all the side stuff in your first playthrough or whatever, you can mainline the main quest on New Game Plus, and it takes very little time to do all the main stuff. You can just bypass everything and just run straight to your objective. So looking forward to doing that. But yeah, it's nice, and I think this is a good palate cleanser for me to finally jump into Persona 3 Reload after that. So
there you go. Yeah, I was going to say so there's 3 endings for Stellar Blade. You could save Scum one of them.
Oh, I'm going to. 100% I'm going to.
And I would actually recommend doing
it.
Just because of the bosses are cool. You're going to fight 2 different entities. So and they're both worth fighting. So, yeah.
I mean, I like to do that anyway. I'm not above that. I mean, honestly, I have certain ways that I like to play, and I'll save Scum a game. I save Scum Baldur's Gate 3. I save no problem, dude. I F5 that shit all the time. Yeah.
I don't want to have to play the game 3 fucking times, No. I'm not going to do that.
27 times from Nier Automata, bro. Come on.
Just watch a YouTube video, you weirdo. Play something different. Finish a different. You can't finish any other game, but you're going to finish this one 27 times. It's so odd, man.
No, okay. There's really 3 main endings, and then the other ones are just you choose to do certain things, and then the game will be over. It's just funny meme endings, really.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll get back to Nier Automata at some point. I'm sure. I know you love it. I'll finish it. Maybe
you guys should watch.
Maybe I'll get the ending that you get, and then I'll be all about it too. But
the 100, watch the what 100 hours of gameplay of Nier Automata looks like versus 100 hours of gameplay with Stellar Blade, and the gameplay comparison, the combat. I still think Nier Automata looks way cooler, way more cinematic.
Nier Automata's combat is so boring. Dude.
No, it's not. Sorry. Are you kidding me? Yes, oh my god, I'm literally going to send you a video of A2.
It's so boring.
Destroying.
There's no challenge to it. Once you figure out a pattern, that's it.
But it looks so cool. I love.
Bro, Yoko Taro himself said that Stellar Blade is better. It's superior.
Yeah, but
there
he trolls himself.
He's trolling. You're trolling yourself right now, bro.
Oh man, I cannot wait for Nier Automata. I don't know if they're gonna make a second one, but it's been 7 years since Nier Automata came out, and they need to.
Do you like? They came out with Nier Replicant, dude. Play that.
I did. It's a remake. It's good. Okay, it's really good. The music's amazing. The story's great. It's an amazing game. Yeah, I like Nier Automata better, but I got it.
All right. Well, along with Torrey's Graveyard, we'll have to see how many different weeks he can bring up Nier Automata in a row.
I think I've done it every episode. I'm pretty sure
you do it every time I see you, bro.
Oh wait,
it's like mentioning Rebirth every episode. I stopped.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see.
Yeah.
Is this the shirt?
Oh no.
Nope, that's not it. That's my hair we shared shirt when I donated. Here it is. There it is. Yay.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, Torrey Pine, fucking nerd. Let's go.
Yeah, we're all nerds.
Yoko Taro.
Yeah, that's true.
The best.
That's fair. All right. Speaking of coming out with new games, there's a rumor that a PlayStation Showcase is going to be announced soon. Now that's different from a State of Play, which is a smaller, like, kind of get together show about things you already know about. They don't typically announce new things at the State of Plays. This, if true, is going to be a showcase. So what are we thinking in terms of announcements? Frenchie, I know you got the PlayStation shirt on. I think you and I are a little more dialed into PlayStation than Torrey. So I'm going to save you for a minute. Torrey, what do you think, man? What would you like to see announced at a PlayStation Showcase?
Well, another cool PS5 game versus Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Oh, you know what I really like? I would love for them to come out with Final Fantasy 14 like story mode. Like, take away the MMO shit, take away the online, just make it to where I can consume the story just from Final Fantasy 14. Because
that's cool. That's YouTube.
Oh yeah, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to just watch YouTube. Yeah. I want to play it for myself. Like, you know how they did that.
You can play the main story. You don't have to do all the side stuff.
It's online though. They did that with Dragon Quest X.
Wait. Hold on. You know you can play Final Fantasy 14 by yourself with no other help, with nobody bothering you, with nothing like that. You could just play Final Fantasy 14. You know that, right?
No, I mean, I started it, but you have to pay to play and stuff after a certain level. After 60.
No. You have less experience and access points in certain things. You do get free up to level 60, which is enough to mainline the campaign.
Oh.
It's free to level 60. You can mainline the campaign. After that, if you want to keep playing, you can pay for it for all the extra stuff.
I don't want that. I just want the story because I hear it's the best Final Fantasy story ever.
So. A lot of people say that, like, they love 14.
Yeah,
and sure. As well versed I am in like Final Fantasy, like I never played 11 or 14. So, but that's because I don't have any interest in MMOs. But
yeah, not me.
No, I don't either, and it's why the side missions in 16 sucked, because it's the same team that made them. There's a lot of fetch questy, dig up the dirt in this area type of thing. Anything specific though, Torrey, for the PlayStation Showcase? No.
All right. No. No.
He's just like Frenchie. He's like, give me too. That's all I care about.
I know. Yeah. What do you got, Frenchie? What do you think?
I don't even know if this showcase is going to happen, but like I think it's a good exercise to see like what we would want. So I have a list, a couple games here. Ghost of Tsushima 2. I think it's time. I mean, just for an announcement or some kind of like a trailer or some sort, because the first one came out in 2020. I know they did Legends and Iki Island, but I'm thinking like a 2025 release is reasonable. Another one I really want is Astrobot Rescue Mission for PSVR 2 or a sequel of some sorts. Yeah. So like this was like my very first VR game, and it's a 3D platformer, and it was just fucking amazing. So I think a lot of the VR community wants this game. I don't know where the hell it is. It hasn't been announced. We don't even know what Team Asobi's doing at this point. But I think a lot of people love that Astro's Playroom, which came on the PS5.
AR1. Yeah, I played the crap out of that when PSVR came out.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, I got the PSVR.
Nice.
And that game is awesome because it intertwines all the aspects of the features of the game and the feeling of the controller and just everything with the VR. It's awesome. It's such a good game.
Yeah. It's probably still like my top 3 favorite VR games. So
I
would like to see that kind of back in the forefront. Other than that, like I would like some more platformers for PSVR and racing games because we only have a few of them. Obviously, Gran Turismo 7. There's some other like Galaxy Kart thing, but there needs to be more racing games for the platform. I think a lot of it is more like first-person shooters or first-person swordplay, which it's VR, right? So that's what you want. But
They need to bring back Ridge Racer, bro. Ridge Racer.
That'd be cool. Little arcade racer for the VR.
Yes.
Like platformers are awesome because you're kind of like you're in a spectator view and you're controlling the character and you can kind of move your head around and look around obstacles and walls and stuff, or gameplay and puzzles and even combat. So yeah, like 3D platformers, VR is amazing. Other than that, Bloodborne 2 or a Bloodborne 60 FPS patch would be nice. Uncharted 5, give me some of that. Uncharted 5, it's been how long? 8 years? I think Uncharted 4 was like 2016, so I'm ready for another one. And off the NVIDIA leak, I want some FF9 remastered. Where is it?
Ooh, that'd be cool.
We haven't heard about it at all. So give me.
Yeah.
I want it.
Do you think the lack of not to dash on your dreams, do you think the lack of sales for the PSVR 2 is going to kind of make Sony just kind of go the Vita route and kind of toss it in the trash and act like it doesn't exist?
I know it kind of scares me.
Yeah.
Because they haven't even announced any kind of sales numbers, and they usually like to puff their chest out and we sold this many, like the PS5, we sold 59 million consoles, and they haven't really spoken on PSVR 2 at all.
Yeah,
which is a shame because there are a lot of good games. There's like over 200 games on the platform, so there's plenty to play. I mean, nothing's like really like AAA or anything, but if you're into the space, like there's definitely a lot for you there. And they're not really doing a good job marketing it. I think the price point's still a little bit too high and not as much first party support. But for the people that do have it, like they love it, and I do. I don't play it as much as I should because there's just games. But
I guess the biggest issue is that Sony produced 2 million units for launch, but now production has stopped. So that means that original 2 million is still out there. So that's like not a great sign. That's the only reason why I'm like bringing that up or whatever. Like not to dash on anybody's parade, but I just I don't know.
It's because
that's a tough one.
The Quest 3 is just so perfect, right? It's everything's there, all you need, wireless. You don't need to have a PS5.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing for me on the PSVR. Like I hated setting that thing up. It took so long. And I'm just like,
yeah.
When the Oculus came out or whatever, it's just like, just put it on and play. I'm like, this is what PlayStation has to do, man. Like they have to do it so basic, so it makes it easier for you to just plug and play.
It's tricky because then they would have to make games just for that platform.
Yeah.
Like almost like a different development.
Yeah.
Going just for that platform, but
yeah.
What do I know? I'm not a developer, so I don't know.
That's fair. The rest of your stuff sounds pretty good. I think that we have a chance to see a couple of those. I'm looking forward maybe just a perfunctory announcement, not necessarily going into detail about PS5 Pro because they're going to have to announce it at some point, but they don't want to like halt their console sales. I think you just do a, coming soon, when it would be the old, crying Jim Ryan thing where he's just like, coming soon to PlayStation 5, we have more information on the next generation of PS5 consoles or whatever.
Games do the talking.
Yeah. Stay tuned for exciting news about, PlayStation 5's effort into 120 hertz or something like that, right? You can kind of hint at a console, but not really say it out loud. I do think that a new Uncharted game is going to be coming, something with Cassie Drake. I think that Ghost of Tsushima 2 is in all likelihood going to come out. I don't think they're going to name it Ghost of Tsushima 2. It'll be something like Ghost of Kyushu or something like that, right? Where like the war is moving on, and like I see this as maybe like a trilogy, right? You start in the small island of Tsushima, which is like an archipelago in Japan. Then you go to like the larger island that's at the tail edge of Japan, Kyushu, and then maybe like the third game is like Ghost of Tokyo or something like that, right? Where like he's actually in like the capital and like just going off or whatever. But I do think that it's time. I absolutely adore Ghost of Tsushima. That game is amazing.
What if they named it Ghost of Tsushima?
Oh my god.
That'd be that'd be awesome. I would love that, but that would be.
And then I would be like, Ubisoft, is that you?
I know that's yeah. God,
overall, though, some other games that I think could be announced. I think that maybe you do another teaser of like Insomniac Wolverine. Maybe you can do something. Bloodborne's a tough one, man. That one's a weird one.
That's a pipe dream.
That is a pipe dream. I have a feeling it is, but Final Fantasy IX definitely could be on the docket. And then we'll get like a lot of other ones. I guess Media
Venom.
Molecule's working on a
that
game.
Insomniac leak. They're gonna make it. They're making
Yeah.
the Venom.
Oh yeah, Venom.
Which I don't know.
I don't know if that's going to come out soon though, because Spider-Man 2 just came out last year. So I think they're like one more year away on that, and probably a little further in development on the Wolverine game. I would say that. Oh, I was just thinking about it. I lost my train of thought there. Couple of games. Dang.
The remasters, all the remastered.
No, like
Horizon,
Final Fantasy IX. Final Fantasy IX remaster. Yeah. Oh,
Shadow
Media Molecule's supposed to be working on a game. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know. Everything's getting battered out of my head. So
they don't talk as much as they used to.
No, definitely not.
I think the fan base is just dying for more communication and more showcases. Like, give us the goods, bro. Where's that? And they're cooking. They're cooking all kinds of shit back there. There's probably so many things we don't even know about.
Absolutely. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go with it. All right. So yeah, if the rumor mill is true, we should be getting a showcase. I think they said June for that. For that showcase, and I wouldn't be surprised because that's Xbox is supposed to be doing one, although Xbox is kind of dead at this point as a brand, in my opinion. But yeah,
they might save some stuff for Summer Games Fest with Jeff Keighley, your boy Jeff Keighley.
I don't think PlayStation really gives a shit about that. I think Xbox cares more. But yeah,
Xbox is like on life support.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of dead brands, Assassin's Creed coming out with a new game, and they've somehow managed to offend everybody under the sun with it. It is going to finally be set in feudal Japan, but they decided to choose a very obscure character that nobody really knows anything about, other than he was a retainer for Nobunaga in the 1500s. His name is Yosuke. They've done some other pop culture stuff on him, like this character is essentially the basis for like Afro Samurai and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, Ubisoft has pissed off a lot of people, most particularly their fans in Japan who have been waiting for a feudal Japan kind of thing, and they've turned this into a game where every other Assassin's Creed kind of you fit the mold of the main characters being from that local culture, and now they've decided to take that away. I don't know if you guys have anything to say on that. What do you guys think? Frenchie, what do you think, man? Like, is this being overblown, or is this something that people should be upset about,
I think this is another case of gamers always having a fucking complaint about something. Like, we talked about this last week.
Do you think so?
I don't know. I think so.
I wholeheartedly disagree with this. I think this is like diversity for diversity's sake being shoved down everybody's throat.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really hard.
How would you feel? So I honestly, it's funny. We call you Frenchie, but you're not French, right? Like, you're obviously now just put yourself in the shoes of a Japanese gamer who's been sitting there. Maybe you love Assassin's Creed and you're like, all right, cool. They did, Italy a bunch of times, and they had Italians, and they did Greece, and they had Greeks, and they did Egypt, and they had Africans. And pirates, and that they had Caribbean characters, but the golden age of piracy was fraught through with British colonialists. They had Assassin's Creed 3 set in the Americas, and the main character was actually a Native American. And now they had the original Assassin's Creed, right, set in the Middle East, and there was Middle Easterners, and now they come to feudal Japan, and we're gonna get our Japanese protagonist, right? Oh no, not Japanese. Oh no!
Yeah, I never really looked at it from that lens.
Imagine the fervor if the main character would have been a white,
like in
Neo, where everybody was up.
Nobody gave a shit though, and when Neo came out, nobody said nothing.
Yes, they did. 100% they did.
Maybe the hardcore weebs
I can show
you, but
no, not the weebs. No, all of the people that would normally complain about this stuff who aren't complaining because the main character is not a white guy. Because shoes on the foot for what they like. Anyway, we don't like to get too political in this show, but I think it's like it needs to be talked about, because this is something that's, you could have had him as like a really cool side character, somebody that came up, that would have been like helpful or something like that. But to go from somebody who we have like no history on to be the main character, I think is I think it's a slap in the face to Japanese fans.
I think it reflects on Ubisoft's demographic, to be honest, on who's buying Assassin's Creed games. To be honest, I don't think
a lot of people, dude.
I don't think Japanese people are buying Assassin's Creed. I don't like if I Googled like how many sales of Assassin's Creed in Japan versus America, I guarantee it's much smaller in Japan.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
And so I think
it is a Western influence game.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking that, for this idea, like the demographics towards Americans, and why not try something new? I'm just gonna Google it right now, but let's see.
All I know is that the Japanese people as a whole are very offended by this. They're actually very offended.
But we have Ghost of Tsushima, so we don't.
Well, that's the thing. That's the better game. But even that was controversial. People made a stink about it because it was white people telling a story about Japan. Now they did it with care and respect, which is something that's great and awesome. But what I know of Ubisoft, they don't do care and respect for any fucking thing that they do.
Yeah. I mean, the way I see it, at least the outrage that I've seen is mainly because he's a black character. People are really outraged about that.
But yes, because it's a black character in Japan.
But he's a real character
in feudal Japan. But there's no history on him.
Yeah. Well, this is their chance to bring light on it.
What do you mean?
To bring light on
what? Like, there's no history. Character. There's no history.
I mean, first of all, like this is a game, right? It's fiction.
Sure.
But at the same time, I think this is their first time actually using a historically accurate person.
No,
because Ezio and Conway and Bayek, they weren't real people.
Absolutely not. There were real people in those games. Yes. Leonardo da Vinci was in Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah, but did he make freaking flying apparatuses for Ezio? Like, it's not historically accurate.
But the person was there, and that wasn't a main character. You're building an entire narrative off of something that doesn't exist, and what you're doing is you're taking the opportunity away from people to see someone of their local ilk, right? We always talk about representation, and I fully agree that you should feel like you can connect to these characters, but then to have the main character in this one game about Japan be the only Assassin's Creed where it's not local, and it just so happens to be somebody that they can shoehorn in for diversity's sake. I see where the outrage comes from, to me personally.
Are you trying to say it's woke? Is Ubisoft woke?
Ubisoft is super woke, dude. You should see their DEI initiatives that got leaked.
Yeah.
Oh, it's real bad. And I'm not saying that like there's no place for that character. I'm just saying like I understand why people would be upset that you waited all this time to get your game in feudal Japan and you're not even getting a Japanese person, and there's no choice in the matter, and it's just it is what it is.
Well, you can satisfy the both worlds because it's a dual protagonist kind of a game, right?
Sure.
The other characters, I'm assuming Japanese.
Right.
So there you go. Please everybody.
That character was historically based on a Japanese man who they made a woman. So, it is what it is.
It's all fiction. It's okay.
Sure. But that's not the point, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens when it comes out. The story might be really good. You never know.
I doubt it. I couldn't get through Valhalla.
Yeah.
Valhalla, I was just like, holy shit, dude. I looked it up on PSN or whatever, and it was like to do everything like 120 hours.
What about Black Flag?
Like why?
Black Flag was good.
So Black Flag was good, but I think Unity, the one set in the French Revolution, where like you could see the inside of their skulls with their eyeballs and shit, the super buggy one.
Yeah.
I think that was the last of the like old school Assassin's Creed games that were like 25, 30 hours. The next one was it Origins? Yeah,
Mirage.
It was Origins.
Mirage is the one that just came out recently. That kind of
Origins was the one after Unity that like set off this whole super open world, like gigantic Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
So yeah, this I don't know. I get why people are upset. I personally don't give a shit because I already got my feudal Japan Ubisoft open world game in, like you said earlier, Ghost of Tsushima, which is going to do it way better than this is going to do. This is like years too late. They had an opportunity to do it way earlier, but I just think that it's funny that there is a dichotomy of how certain things are treated, and it is you could try to bury it under the rug if you want to, but it's facts.
I guess I never saw this outrage with Neo though. You said it was there, but I never saw it with like a having an English person.
I can show you. I can show you off air. I can show you all the articles that were written, and there are people out there doing comparatives of this because of that. It was like, well, when Neo came out, you guys were mad because it was like a whitewashing of whatever, even though that person was historically accurate as well. By the way,
it all started with Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai. We all
and it would be fine. It would be fine if this didn't come off as so pandering, right? Because this person was with Nobunaga for like a year. He was a retainer, and then went to Nobunaga's son during this battle where Nobunaga ended up committing ritual suicide because he was betrayed and all that stuff. And then he surrendered and went to prison, and then nobody else ever heard from him again. So it's like, what kind of what kind of story can you tell? Because they're going to make him do something, over the top heroic, like all Assassin's Creed characters, right? But yeah, like what what else are they going to put in there? It's not going to make sense for the history that we do allegedly know. So
yeah, perfect segue. What else is there? November 15th, pick up Assassin's Creed Shadows. Advertising.
What else I know, right? Dude, and listen, I honestly, I'm just excited because I think this is going to spell the beginning of the end for Assassin's Creed. That franchise is a dead horse, and somebody needs to put it out of its misery and send it to the Elmer's factory, because I'm just so tired of it. We made fun of it, earlier, where we just like, in all of our shows, essentially the Ubisoft open world, like go here, do this, go there, do that. Oh my God, why are there so many markers on this map? Oh my God, why is this game still going? Holy shit. Why can I not put this game down? I just deleted it. It reinstalled itself. What the fuck is happening? It's just the Ubisoft thing.
It's optional. You don't have to do it all. Okay.
It is. Not with Ubisoft, man. They're pervasive, dude. I'm saying Ubisoft enough. I'm gonna start getting like advertisements for it.
I know you say it's a dead horse, but at the same time, people are buying it and eating this shit up.
I know.
I mean, I'm a victim of it too. Like, I have 2 Assassin's Creed games on my shelf, Valhalla and Mirage. And
did you finish Valhalla?
Dude, it took me forever.
Oh my God, it's so long.
I didn't do everything. There was no way in hell I was going to get all those collectibles.
I was trying to just like level into the story, right? Because they'll give you like a recommended level to go do stuff. And I was trying to get within like 5 of that level. And I felt like it was taking forever. And then I went and looked at like the little camp map or whatever of all the it was like right at the point where it's like, okay, great. That's Eivor. That's great. Now you have to go and talk to like this person in this camp and this person in this camp. We're trying to like unite all these things or whatever, do all this. And it was like 10 different things. And I looked at the first one and I'm like, this first one took like fucking 30 hours. There's no way I'm doing the rest of this.
No, I hear you.
And I was like, I quit, dude. I can't.
I have a very bad quality of like, if I start a game, I have to finish it, whether I like it or not. They would have to be like monumentally bad for me to not finish it.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a fault on me. But like, I felt like I needed to see to the end, and God damn it, the freaking ending was just the worst payoff ever. It just like abruptly ends. I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell just happened? Like, but I guess like if you keep playing, it'll keep going, which I didn't want to keep going.
Yeah,
I was done with it.
I was done with it too. It's too much, man. It takes far too much time. So yeah, lots of controversy surrounding Assassin's Creed. I think some of it is like overblown from the fact that it's just like in any other circumstance, like who gives a shit who the main character is, but because it's a series that has set precedent, I do kind of see it from that perspective. You know what I mean? Like, I feel bad if people are, because this is the one that people have been asking for forever, right? That if any Assassin's Creed setting, right? What makes sense? Japan. There's fucking samurais and ninjas. Like, it makes the most sense. And then, you get there and you're like, all right, we're not even playing a Japanese dude. Like, what the fuck, man? So
I think ultimately it really doesn't matter though. Like, you're still in feudal Japan. You're still a samurai, and you're still, you're not gonna fuck shit up. I mean,
sure.
They'll have a different angle with the story. Obviously,
I don't know.
It might not be that interesting, but
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a samurai game in Japan.
It does give me Resident Evil 5 vibes though, but in reverse, right? Because it's gonna be a black dude going around and just slaughtering Asians. So, again, if you have you have to be consistent. I don't mind if you want to criticize something, but you got to be consistent. Just because you like one thing more than another doesn't mean that it's okay. Either you have to be like, it's a video game and it doesn't matter, or you have to be like, no, this matters because of XYZ, and then be consistent with that belief. And the hypocrisy is what the controversy is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's where that comes in. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how it sells.
Yeah. Torrey, I heard you're buying the $280 collector's edition.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to look at that. I forgot to look. What is it? Does it give you a statue or some stupid shit?
Oh, yeah. You get a statue of both the main characters. And
steelbook, art book, all that stuff.
Yeah, steelbook, art book, all that good stuff.
GameStop exclusive, y'all.
I need to look this up.
Does anybody shop
at GameStop anymore? Dude, that's a no for me, dude. You want to talk about controversy. GameStop needs to die.
Dude, I used to buy games from there many, many years ago, but they would give me like the new one, but it was on the shelf. I'm like, this shit ain't wrapped. It's not new. And I'm sure a lot of people have experienced that, GameStop shoppers, but yeah, I stopped.
The statue does look pretty dope, though.
Yeah.
I'm not a statue collector, but it looks pretty cool.
280 though, I can't.
No.
That's too much.
You could pay 280, or you can wait like 2 weeks and the game will be $40.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I know.
Hellblade 2 coming out. No reviews yet. Review embargoes at the same time the game is released. In my experience, that's because they're hiding something. I think this game is going to be more tech demo than actual game.
Mm-hmm.
I have no confidence in Microsoft in anything they touch to do anything good. Are you guys worried about this game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be like The Order 1886, where it's a beautiful tech demo, but they forgot to make a good game. Yeah, so they're either hiding it for one of two reasons, right? The game sucks, and they didn't want the scores to leak out early. I mean, nobody's going to buy it anyways, right? Or they're trying to hold back the story. They don't want anything to get spoiled, because from what I understand, it's a really short game. So like any leaked information will leak half of the story right there. But
Hellblade itself was a short game, so I'm not surprised by that. I don't know, man. I think it's more of the former. I think that they're hiding something because they weren't advertising this game either. The advertising on it's been abysmal. So you're not advertising the game. You've shown it off a couple of times, and you've shown off really cool looking like facial animations and stuff like that. But beyond that, you haven't shown a lot of real gameplay or anything.
Yeah, I feel like I need like an extensive combat gameplay or some kind of demonstration. But it's going to be very similar to the first game, where the combat's very stiff and not very engaging, and there's not going to be much you can do.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I almost feel like I have to play it. I don't know why I have this feeling. Maybe because it's like the first Xbox AAA game this year. I'm not like super excited for it, but like I feel obligated to play it just to kind of be in the conversation, just so I can know what's going on with Xbox, because they haven't really done it for me lately. Unfortunately,
no, they haven't done it for a lot of people. A lot of people are turning on Xbox mainly because you close a studio that puts out a great game in Hi-Fi Rush, in Tango Gameworks that also made the underrated Ghostwire Tokyo, and yet you keep giving Halo over to 343, which bungles things left and right. Microsoft doesn't know its elbow from its asshole in terms of like running studios, trying to get things out the door, anything like that. They're kind of a joke, man. And I expect this to be more of the same. I expect this game to really be disappointing for a lot of people. Just because that's been what Microsoft has been doing lately.
I'll take one for the team. I'll play it day one. I'll get through it in a day or two, and I'll report back.
It's gonna be day one Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
I'll play it on PC. I'll play it on PC Game Pass,
which means nobody's gonna buy it.
Yeah,
because of that, and because of the lack of advertising.
Right. And by the way, I'm really curious to see if they stick Call of Duty on Game Pass this year. If they do, they're toast. They're toast.
You know how much money they would lose doing that?
They would lose so much money. Yeah. Anyway, Speaking of a money-making machine, confirmation has come out that GTA 6 is going to release in fall 2025. GTA 5 famously has sold over 150 million copies, which is fucking insane.
I think it's up to 200 million.
Oh my god, that's so wild.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
don't know.
I think there's like maybe 1 or 2 games that have like surpassed it or like are above it at this point in time. And God, what would it be? Freaking
Wii Sports. No, not even that. That was like
No,
150 or something. That one.
no.
That was a packaging game.
Minecraft probably is still above it because Minecraft has sold an insane amount. That's all I could think of. Like other games are like subscriptions. So maybe World of Warcraft, but that's like subscription based. So I wouldn't know overall for that. But yeah, I mean, it's one of the best selling games of all time. Which is, and this is super anticipated. I would imagine that this is going to be PS5 Pro, like all the way, in terms of what I would want to play it on. I don't see a day and date PC release for it. I don't think that's been announced, and it's taken them time in the past to do that. So I'm excited about this. This is like my most anticipated game right now out of anything that's going to be coming out. GTA, I'm ready for another GTA game.
It's been a while, man. PS3 was the last one.
Isn't the protagonist supposed to be a female this time?
It's another dual
it's
protagonist.
Like so there's I guess so the lead character is like a Hispanic female, but it's like a cool like reverse twist. So you're like the female lead character, and it's like a Bonnie and Clyde. It's supposed to be like a Bonnie and Clyde like love and crime tale, which like I think is super cool, dude.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And I love the thing about Grand Theft Auto is that it satirizes like pop culture and stuff like that. The fact that there's like that naked dude like watering his lawn, which was like a real thing, and the person like dancing on top of the truck, and the fucking crazy lady with the knives coming out, like they lampoon everything. Nobody is safe. This is a fun game. And by the way, this is how you do a protagonist where people will accept a protagonist for what it is because it serves the story and you're not trying to pigeonhole something in there.
Yeah, this
is how you do it. So I'm excited for this, and I think if you do things right, then nobody gives a shit. And that's what I was trying to say earlier. But GTA 6 is going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely massive. I'm sure the soundtrack is going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to putting on, the radio and just listening to all the, the radio call-ins and all that stuff. I think it's going to be really cool.
It might be the biggest game ever created. As far as scope,
if this thing isn't like 250 gigs, I don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah, just like if you look at like the character models, and they're gonna have like 100 hours worth of content right off the get-go. They're gonna have online and like a giant map, and I feel like this kind of game it's like a cultural phenomenon, and the world stops. People that don't even play video games know about this game, and they're gonna get back into it. And
dude, updated GTA Online set in Vice City is gonna be chef's kiss, dude. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I'm so excited about this, dude. It's like
I'm not too excited yet, but only because it's so far away. It's still like a year and a half. And what if it gets pushed out?
Yeah, it could. Very well could.
Yeah,
I do have some questions. Laszlo is gone. Dan Houser is gone.
That's what I was going to ask.
I wonder in the post, like what was. Was Dan?
Why is he gone?
Sam Houser is still there. He just decided to do other things, I think. Sam Houser is still there, so we get to see who the narrative magic and if they are able to, keep up, right? But Rockstar has earned my trust in terms of their games. Day one, I'll put down for Rockstar games. Very few companies. I don't even think Naughty Dog has that from me. But I'll save that for our hot takes episode.
Are you trying to say you like the GTA trilogy remastered? You're happy with that?
That I don't. That I don't care about. They've patched that. I never cared about that, and I knew that was what. Because listen, here's how I feel about this. You're asking for up-res versions of old games. They gave that to you, and was it the best? No, but they used a lot of AI. They did this or whatever in the midst of also being in development on GTA 6, which is what everybody actually wants. You want to play up-res versions of these games, they're on PC. You can play them that way. So, yes, that was a snafu, but everybody gets one, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah, I feel like with some of the higher ups leaving, I'm not too worried about it because based off of that trailer that we saw, I feel like
it looks dope,
captured the magic of GTA in that trailer alone. So I feel like they still got it.
Yeah,
definitely still got it. So
yeah,
that'll be a day one for me. I got to be in that conversation.
I think that'll be a day one for all three of us. Yeah, Tori, are you gonna play GTA 6?
He's gonna play it on the Switch.
If they put it on, with the PS5, like how they do the up-res kind of modifiers for GTA 5, and it looks like real, like absolutely real. I'm hoping that for 6, that's exactly what it's gonna look like, but it's probably gonna be more PC community than I'm thinking PS5, unless they put out PS5 Pro.
You're wild, bro. Yeah, PS5 Pro. You're wild, bro. Like, it's sold so much on console hardware. That's where most people play it. Like, it doesn't come out on PC until way later.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you think the Pro will get it at 60 FPS?
I do. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
That's what they're aiming for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the marquee title. If there's one that you want to get on there at 60 FPS, it's going to be that one. And I think that they're going to have the ability to do that. I don't know, man. Every time Mark Cerny says something about technology, it's mesmerizing and also boring at the same time. So I'm sure he's cooking up something that's going to make it, a lot better. But
predictions for special edition will have a, I don't know, main protagonist statue or some stupid shit.
It'll have something, I'm sure.
That's all they do.
It'll probably be like, the dancers that were on the car working
right
on the lowrider. That's probably what it's going to be.
Yeah, something very GTA. That's what it'll be.
Yeah.
All right, Tori, this section is for you, brother. Ooh. These last two, we're winding down. We're coming towards the end. We thought we'd throw Tori a bone. Nintendo Switch 2. What do you think is going to happen, Tori? When is it coming out?
I don't know. It's next year, right? Yeah, next year, 2025.
Maybe.
That's what they say. Hey, so wait, you were talking about PlayStation Showcase next month. There is going to be a Nintendo Direct next month as well, is what I hear. So
they're not going to announce Switch 2 there.
They're not. No. But all I want is backwards compatibility. That's all I want from Switch 2.
They'll have that for sure.
Yeah, and I think they already released like the specs, or pretty much said
they were leaked.
They were leaked the specs of what it's going to be as powerful as like a PS4 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not PS5.
More like a PS3 Pro.
PS3 Pro.
I don't think it's going to quite reach
PS4
levels.
I think it could reach PS4. I think it could reach PS4. I mean, we already have that. Yeah, we already have that with the Asus ROG Ally essentially does PS4 Pro or PS4 level graphics and frame rates. Steam Deck, even though it's like a slightly lower resolution screen, you can run a lot of games that you wouldn't be able to run on Switch at a much higher frame rate. Or if they are, the Steam Deck runs at a higher resolution and frame rate than the Switch does. So it's there. I think Nintendo's not about being the cutting edge of technology, though. That's not. They're about the games. They're about the IP. They're about the experience. About the experience.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're going to be about. I would just want them to put maglev switches in the joysticks, so that way you don't get Joy-Con drift. But that's it for me. Also, I guess the rumor is that it's going to be an LCD screen. God damn it! Why are we doing this? Just put an OLED in it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the Vita, man. The Vita was OLED when they started, and then they did the second version, and it was LCD. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't really care if it's going to be. OLED looks amazing. Like, I don't have a Switch OLED, which I probably will get one once, price drops a little bit and you can hack it. But no, with the Switch 2, I think that, everyone wants backwards compatibility, but also they're all speculating there's going to be something new, but I really think it's just going to be like, they had Nintendo DS, and then they had like Nintendo DS XL and all these different versions. I just think they're just going to upgrade and just have it that. I don't think there's going to be any new ploy, any new fancy idea.
I think those days are long gone. I think everything's going to be backwards compatible now.
Yeah.
Just simply for the fact that everything's running on like x64 architecture. It's essentially just like, which level of PC are you running it at? So everything's going to be scalable. So if you get a new, Switch or whatever, you'll still be able to run Tears of the Kingdom, but you'll be able to run it at 60. and at 1080p, 1080p undocked or whatever, you know what I mean? Rather than 1080p docked at 30. So,
right.
Yeah,
and I think Nintendo's found out that formula that what people want are games. I mean, look at their history with like GameCube and the 64 and stuff, and PlayStation stealing Square from them with like the Final Fantasy games and stuff. And now Nintendo's like, oh, okay, this makes sense. We're making a lot of sales because all the games that we want to play are on the system.
Well, to be fair, Nintendo did Sony dirty. So Sony was developing the PlayStation for Nintendo
originally,
and then Nintendo kind of fucked them over. And then
they didn't want to do the CD. They didn't want to do the CD
format. They wanted to keep doing cartridges. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's probably the best thing that ever happened to Sony, though, because now look at them.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. And then they got lucky with the PlayStation 2 when the DVDs came out and became the #1 selling console of all time.
Oh yeah.
Well, he says lucky. I think that's just good business.
It is good business. Absolutely. It's just time and place. And
if there's one game you'd like to see on Switch 2 at launch, what would it be?
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
Tears of the Kingdom remake.
They're gonna do Breath of the Wild remake.
Upres it, dude.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
Fucking why?
I know.
Why? It doesn't need to be remade. It's the same graphical quality as Tears of the Kingdom.
I know. I think that too. I agree. I don't really care about that.
Where did you hear this from?
Spawnwave. What's the guy's name? Spawnwave podcast or the news. They had a poll about it that there might be a Breath of the Wild remake for it for sure.
They had a poll from people who don't know shit.
Yeah, it's just a rumor.
Okay.
It's just a rumor. They're thinking it might happen, which I wouldn't doubt it. So we'll see. I really want the Xenoblade game that they put on the Wii that hasn't been put on the.
See, now that's Switch. More reasonable. What they barely remake Zelda games.
That's true.
Barely.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they did for Skyward Sword. I mean, actually, what I really want, I want freaking the 2 Zelda games that were supposed to be remastered and put on the Switch, and they never did.
Yeah, I want Wind Waker.
Yeah, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. That's what I really want.
And Twilight Princess, whatever, but Wind
Waker. And Metroid Prime 4. Oh, please just drop that.
They remade
trilogy.
Wii U, but then they never brought it to the Switch.
They remade what?
Yeah. Wind Waker.
Oh yeah. I know, yeah, but they're supposed to.
That wasn't even a remake. That was just an upres. And I mean, you don't have to remake.
Oh yeah, true. Remaster.
All you have to do is redo the controls so that it goes on the Switch rather than rather than on the GameCube or whatever. And then you upres it so that it's. I mean, it's cel shaded graphics. You should be able to upres that to 4K, no problem.
Easy.
No problem. Easy. To 4K, let alone 1080p, which is what the Switch. If you got 1440 docked, that'd be sick. But like. I would say Wind Waker. The next 3D Mario game is going to be a launch game. I think that's what they're waiting for.
I hope so.
And that's why they delayed the console.
Yeah.
So it'll be the next 3D Mario game. Yeah.
If that's the case, I would buy a Switch 2 day one, finish Mario, and just let it collect dust.
Yeah. I'd be like, yes. I'd be playing. I would just be comparing all my physical copies of Switch games on the Switch 2 and being like so happy if it ran faster and it's just like better looking.
We'll see.
We have a console for you. It's called the Xbox 360.
No, I hate that.
Oh god.
I don't like Xbox. I don't like Mario. I don't do Xbox.
I don't think any of us are Xbox gamers, really.
No. Halo back in the day, but other than that,
that company has done everything to hurt consumers and hurt the gaming industry that they possibly can. And people will look at look at Game Pass. It's such a good deal. It's like, yeah, but it's fucking everything up.
How does
now
Phil
Tango
Spencer
GameWorks is closed? I don't know, man.
It's
I
crazy.
really don't know.
They worship the guy. The Xbox fans worship that guy. It's so
and he'll lie to your face. Phil Spencer.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. Back in the day when Xbox first came out, like everyone's like talking about how Bill Gates like lost all this money to make this console, and I thought it was a cool idea. I'm like, damn, this is a company that's like, let's just get into the gaming industry. In my mind, I'm like, this is gonna make the gaming industry better because of all the competition. Because back then it was just Sony and Nintendo. That was it.
It was
Sega. Sega and Nintendo, and then Sega dropped off, then Sony, then Microsoft, and it's like,
well, there's a huge difference in that Microsoft actually had, Microsoft Corporation behind it, funding it, which makes a huge difference. And they peaked with the 360 era, and they've always had good ideas, right? They were like Xbox Live was the first. Xbox Live Arcade was fantastic. Achievements came before trophies. There were all these things that they were on the cutting edge of. Being able to buy digital movies. They were one of the first to be able to do that on the 360.
Even like the smaller games, like Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah.
Like the little indie games.
They came out with games with gold, right? Where like you have the Xbox Live Gold and you get a game or whatever. That everybody has copied them to a certain extent, but they really lost the plot with that 2013 E3 presentation where they tried to limit how you could use games or share games with your friends. And, Sony took control of that and, put out that famous video at E3 of, this is how you share games on Sony. And it was a guy handing his game to another person or whatever. Absolutely killed the momentum of the Xbox One. Their machine was underpowered and compared to the PS4. And then by the time you get around to this generation, they're like, okay, well, we'll do the cutting edge console. But then there were no games. There were no games for it. They come out with Game Pass, which as an idea is kind of cool. But have you noticed that almost no third party sign up for their major releases on day one? Because they can't subsidize it enough. And now that they're losing money, now that big parent company, Microsoft, is taking a look. And that's why Tango's closed. And that's why, Arcane Austin closed and, all the others. They're finally being held accountable for running in the red. Like you said, Tori, they don't make a lot of money on these consoles. Sony doesn't make money on their console. I don't think anybody makes money on their consoles at first. What they make is games and attach rate. And Sony has shown that if you have fantastic games, Nintendo has shown if you have fantastic games, you'll sell a ton of consoles and you make a buttload of money. And Microsoft just hasn't figured that out yet. They tried to do this live service thing, and it hasn't worked out. It can't possibly work out.
Yeah, I think go ahead, Frenchie.
I was going to say, ultimately, I think Game Pass is going to be their demise because they've conditioned gamers not to buy games. And I'm living proof of it, right? Like, I'm about to play Hellblade for free, Hi-Fi Rush for free, and they're not getting a dime from me.
Yeah. And not only that,
I'm going to take advantage of it, like, just like everybody else is.
Not only that, Game Pass is on PC. Like, I have Game Pass on PC. I'm never buying a fucking Xbox console again. Why would
It's only $10 a month, too. That's nothing.
Crazy. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna download it tonight, see if it works on my PC for sure.
I think just look online. I think you can get like 3 months for like $1 a month or something.
Yeah, it said $1. I just looked it up. It's $1 a month, and I'm like, okay, I'll try this out, see if it works. But that's the thing, though. Like that's exactly the mentality that I'm like totally against, because the value of the games. That's why I'm a physical collector. Is that like, I think what Microsoft has done, it's birthed this population of gamers, of these new gamers, right? Which is a good thing. It's expanded the entertainment industry from, movies and shows to video games. And that's a great thing. But now there's all these niches. Like my niche is like, freaking Japan, weeaboo stuff. I love the indie developers, the Japanese culture. Like that's my thing now, which back in the day, like now we have people that love Madden and they love Call of Duty and MMOs and all this stuff. And I hate that stuff. I'm like, I don't have time for that. That's not my demographic. That's what I want to play.
Let me walk you through some of the games that are on Game Pass right now.
Do. Let me see what you got.
You can play all the Minecraft games. You have Hellblade, the first Hellblade. You have Hi-Fi Rush. You have Starfield. You have Plague Tale Requiem. You have Forza Horizon 5. You have, and this is on the PC version, mind you, Diablo 4. You have all the Amnesia games. You have Jedi Survivor. You have Eiyuden Chronicles. You're going to get Hellblade 2 when that comes out. You have all of the EA games. So you have like A Way Out. You have all of the Age of Empire games.
Yeah,
Among
Us. Netflix.
Anthem.
Yeah.
Right. All the Assassin's Creed games. You have Atomic Heart. You have all the Battlefield games. Let's see. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. I mean, Broken Age. You have Burnout Paradise. You have Celeste. You have, let's see, what else we got here? I mean, I'm just rolling through the list, right? Control is on here. Crisis 3 is on here. Crisis 2. Can you PC run Crisis? Apparently, we'll find out. All the Dead Space games. You have Deathloop on here.
Are they streamed? Are they streamed? Or you have to
No,
install?
you download them to your computer and then you play them.
You
Oh.
could.
Would
There
be
are
one
some
thing.
games that you can play off the cloud, but yeah,
Sure,
you can.
sure.
There's always an option to download it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel
But
like
anyway,
with cloud you could play. You don't need a big PC.
since the big show on Amazon Prime came out, I'll just say this: all of the Fallout games are on Game Pass.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Far Cry, all the Far Cry. So, like, dude, why would I ever buy a console? I can play literally everything. I played Starfield day and date on my PC.
Yeah, and that's the mentality of the next generation of gamers.
Sure.
All the kids that are 14 right now, they're like, I don't need to buy a console anymore.
No, why would you?
There's no console wars anymore. There's nothing. It's just
if you're a developer and you're putting a game on Xbox, but it's not on Game Pass, well, guess what? Nobody's going to play it.
I know.
That's the sad thing about it,
It is.
They'll just wait.
Well, I mean, unless you were Call of Duty, but Microsoft sure found a way to gum up the works in that, right? Talk about snatch and defeat from the jaws of victory.
Man, I can't.
They're
even
going to lose it. They can't even. I mean, dude. Yeah, but a ton of people do, right? Like, and the campaigns suck, but I understand why people like the multiplayer or whatever. All right, so Switch 2, 2025, probably holiday 2025.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. We'll see what happens. Speaking of, Tori, you mentioned during the Switch 2 thing, talking about old school PlayStation, Super Nintendo, that Sony stole Squaresoft, and we all know about the merger between Squaresoft and Enix, and so a lot of games released by Square Enix last year. Almost too many games. Yeah. They released their financials and they were not doing well. Particularly because of the underperformance of a couple of key games. Forspoken, I think that they thought that Final Fantasy 16 slightly underperformed and that Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth slightly underperformed as well, along with other more niche games that just didn't get the play. Do we have a list of Square Enix games from 2023 that came out?
Oh, we should, but I have, off the top of my head, you had like Diofield Chronicles, Harvestella. They did what did they do? I have a couple of them back there. They all went to $20 or $10 real fast. They did.
Was it Tactics Ogre one of them?
Tactics Ogre, yeah. They did the remaster of that. They did. Oh my gosh, I can't think right now. Valkyria Chronicles or whatever it's called. Not Chronicles. Valkyria Profile.
Triangle Strategy.
Strategy.
That was 2.
Yeah, they released so many games.
Theater Rhythm.
Oh yeah, I played the crap out of Theater Rhythm. That game's dope. I love Theater Rhythm. The music.
I think the problem was because they just released all these games back
to back.
Yep. Star Ocean was one, I think.
Star Ocean, yep, that was another one. And that game's dope. It's just too many too soon. But also some of them, like the Valkyria game, that was hyped like mad because they haven't released a Valkyria game in forever. And it turned out it's crap. It's total trash. If they would have just waited and the idea I think is that, Square Enix has become so big that there's so many different departments, and they all have a job, but they don't really talk to each other. Like, all right, well, we're making a game, you're making a game, you're making a game. There's these 20 different, 20, 30 different teams. And, as they're developing it, they're not talking to each other and figuring out what works and what doesn't. And I think that's the biggest problem is that they're all right, here's the game, it's ready to be released. And they all just come together and it's here we go, see what happens. So I don't know. I just think it's not enough communication and understanding of the gaming industry at this time.
Okay, so let's see. We had in 2023 on the PlayStation 4 and the Switch, the entirety of the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. We also had the Live Alive re-release.
Oh, yeah.
Which I actually really enjoy that game. That game's super fun.
Good.
Dragon Quest Treasures. We had Tactics Ogre Reborn. Crisis Core, Final Fantasy 7 Reunion, Octopath Traveler 2, Forspoken, Panorama Sight, The 7 Mysteries of Hanjo, Final Fantasy 16, Dragon Quest, The Adventure of Dai, Star Ocean, The Second Story R, Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince, Final Fantasy 7 Ever Crisis, Foam Stars, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Saga Emerald Beyond, Visions of Mana is going to be coming out soon.
Dude, that's so many games.
It's a lot of games.
It's like 3 or 4 games a month. That's insane. So I'm hoping they just learned a lesson from that last year, and they're like, let's just like chill the hell out. I know that I think they're doing layoffs, right? They're like,
I guess the thing is, maybe it's too much or whatever, but I will say that at least the games are for the most part good. Forspoken was dog water, but
depending on the game, like Harvestella, I was looking forward to just because I wanted to jump into like a Harvest Moon kind of genre, but looking at the reviews and talking to people online, it's like it was trash. So I don't want to waste my time with that. So
what about Kingdom Hearts 4, guys? You guys going to play that?
Oh my god, no. Blowing my brains out. I would play if they did a remaster of the original Kingdom Hearts. If they did like a remaster of it, it would be
They've done that like 4 times, dude.
No, like an actual one that's like
it's on the PlayStation 4, dude. They have the whole
on the Switch too.
Oh god.
It's like the 1.5, 2.5 remixed.
Yeah, you just release that package on the Switch too. That's
exactly.
So they'll probably do it. Square Enix releasing too many games. That's kind of the moral of the story. They do a good job. They need to be a little more selective, I think. And I think that's the problem in the industry as a whole. People are just making too many games because half of these games I'm not going to get to. You know what I mean?
No.
And like they could be great games, but if nobody, it's like if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? It's kind of that situation. So
the collector in me will find it. I'll find it.
All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for tonight. Anything else before we go?
I'm ready for bed, bro.
Yeah, dude. I think we all are.
I'm an old man. I didn't sleep good last night. I had a record number of interruptions. That's what happens when you have kids and they're both sick at the same time.
Oh no, bummer, dude.
Yeah, they're all right though. One of them has pink eye. The other one has that stomach.
Oh no!
So I'm thinking one farted in the other one's face. That's probably what happened.
Man,
all good. They're
kids. Gotta love them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, fellas, for joining me for Frenchie for Torrey Pines. This was another good show. Had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Thank you for swinging by. And here in the Pixel Playground, we'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye.
Goodbye.